Hey, Don Georgievich here with Job Interview Tools. In this video, I'm going to show you how to write a skills summary or accomplishment section on your resume. So let's get started. Now, this section is usually a bullet point list of your best skills, but transformed into accomplishments because you don't want to just list raw skills. You don't want to just say that you have leadership experience, you have management experience. You want to put that into context for the employer so that they can get a better feeling for the depth of your skill. You want to emphasize how you've used it. If you just list raw skills like Microsoft Office or web programming, then you're not saying a lot. You want to say how you've used that skill. And that's where the real value comes in when you put your skills into context. That makes your skills so much more valuable when you can use it in a statement that describes what you've done with it. And that's going to really validate that you know what you're talking about. Anyone, and a lot of people do, they just dump skills. I've seen people put like 100 skills on their resume before. And when you do that, you dilute everything about yourself because nobody has 100 things that they're really good at. Maybe you got 5, not 100. So, and if you have 100 and maybe you do know all those things, they're not relevant. They're too minuscule to put on there. All right, so let me ask you this. Let's take a look at a couple of different skill statements and which one do you think is more powerful here? Now, candidate 1, if someone just put leadership experience on their resume as a skill, or someone said, led a technical team of 17 web developers to design a customer service database application to track buying trends for customers and resulted in a 13% increase in year-end sales. Now, which one do you think sounds better? Well, obviously, number 2, because they put their leadership experience in the context and they say what they did with it. And that's the key, and that's what you want to do. If you don't do that, you're going to sell yourself short, and you're going to wonder why nobody is calling you for job interviews. Your skills statements should make it easy for an employer to visualize you working for them. And that's what you want. That's when your resume is speaking louder than words. Your skills section also needs to be very tightly focused on the type of job that you're seeking. If you have a bunch of skills up there that aren't relevant to the job that you're applying for, then you're wasting space. You want to use skills that are relevant to the job that you are looking for. That's how you make a strong connection. You also want to avoid, but I've already touched on this a little bit, you want to avoid putting down overused and cliched phrases, results-oriented, goal-oriented. All that stuff doesn't really say much at all. You may think it sounds good, but what you want to do, if you have excellent written skills, then list why you have excellent written skills. Maybe you've written some published works. That would be great. That would tell me you have the ability to write. These phrases, they all sound good, but they just don't carry any weight. And employers know it. They see hundreds and hundreds of resumes, and when you have things on there like that, they just don't carry any weight. So let's take a look at a couple of different skill statements that you can put on there. And I'm going to show you how to take a skill statement and translate it into something that you want to put on your resume. So let's example 1 here. Information technology professional with database experience might say, I have been working with SAS and Microsoft SQL. SAS is some kind of database stuff. So to translate that into a statement that you can put under your skills summary, you might say, 5 years of team lead experience, hands-on development experience with SAS and Microsoft SQL databases at General Electric. Now that really says something. Let's see what that looks like on our resume. So what we do is we'll start a skills summary statement here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start a bullet point list here, and I'm going to say, and there you go. There's our first statement. Okay, let's take a look at another example here. An industrial engineer might write, I've been managing construction and quality control of hydroelectric power plants. So let's translate that into a statement we can put on a resume. You might say 18 years of professional experience managing quality control of hydroelectric power plants with a 100% accident-free safety record. Doesn't that say a lot more than I've been managing construction of quality control power plants? Yeah, of course it does. I think so. And it really resonates a lot more with employers. So let's put that on a resume. Next line here. And there we go. There's two statements. Now, as you can see, each statement here on my sample resume is kind of different. It's for a different person in a different industry. But I deliberately did it that way just so I could give you a different example for each statement that we create. And I think we have a better chance of reaching out to more people versus just having one resume that's laser focused on one particular profession. This way we can have one resume that's geared towards maybe 20 professions and everybody can feel a little bit more like they're a part of it. So let's take a look at another example here. Let's say you're an administrative assistant. You might write that you have excellent communication skills, you're a good problem solver, and you take pressure off of your superiors. So let's translate that over into a usable statement we can put on a resume. Reputation for being patient, a resourceful problem solver, and directed the implementation of an email integrated voicemail system that helped increase revenue by 27%. So let's add that to our resume. We'll see what it looks like. And there we go. We have 3 bullets, pretty good bullets under a skills summary that are accomplishment based, that clearly demonstrate we know what we're talking about. And in this case, we know a little bit about everything. So that's all I have on writing a skills summary. You can also title this an accomplishment section if you want to, either way. But the key here when you're writing your skills summaries, you want to pack it full of quantifiable accomplishments so that it grabs the attention of your employer and makes them want to keep reading your resume. Ideally, you should have 4 to 6 bullet points on your resume right underneath your objective. And that's all I have on writing your skills summary. Let's go ahead and jump into the next video, writing your work experience. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.